Welcome everyone to Everyday Passions, the show where my guests share something that they're passionate about and how they've used this passion to impact the lives of others. I am Yvonne A. Jones of 15 Wiser Coaching, and I'm your host. Today, my guest is Dr. Melissa Tranquille, a dear friend of mine who lives across the pond in London. Welcome to the show, Melissa, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I just want to acknowledge that there is a 5-hour difference between us, time difference. So I highly appreciate that you're taking the time away from your family to join us right now.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thanks.
Oh, you're so welcome. So Dr. Tranquille is the director of MT Training Enterprises Limited. It's a company that provides coaching and training solutions to businesses and entrepreneurs. She helps companies and their leaders to create a productive, motivated, and committed workplace through corporate wellness interventions. So, Dr. Melissa, now that I have introduced you professionally, would you please share something personal with us so that we can get to know you better?
Sure, my pleasure. So I want to thank you for having me, and hello to all your guests. On a personal note, I may not look so, but I'm a mom of 4. I have 4 lovely children, and I've been married for almost 19 years now. And I consider myself to be a global citizen. The reason I say this is because my family, we've lived many places. We've lived in St. Lucia, in Trinidad and Tobago, in Martinique, in Paris, and now the United Kingdom. So when I was preparing for today's live, I was wondering, okay, if I have to share something personal, I'd love to share that bit of me, but what do you call someone who has lived in several parts of the world?
I like
my 18-year-old son. Yes, he was Googling, and he's Googling, what do you really call someone who has lived in several parts of the world? So as they say on the internet, I'm a global citizen. And it's really, really been a pleasure to have lived in different parts of the world and experienced different cultures. And it helps you to have an open mindset and a great appreciation for life.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Now, we're back to business.
Yes.
So tell us, what is it that you're truly passionate about in your business?
Yes. So one thing I'm really, really passionate about in my business is helping people to live each day with purpose and find fulfillment in their life. And, you know, recently, I'll just say this for your listeners to really understand why I'm passionate about this. Recently, I have been managing like 3 different types of businesses, my business coaching, personal coaching, also training. And I found myself being pulled in so many directions. And although I had clients and although I was making money from digital products, I found myself like I was being pulled away from my core values, and those core values of work-life balance, of well-being, and hence the reason why recently I made a really huge shift in my business. And that huge shift was to focus on that thing that I'm really, really passionate about, and that is wellness, individual wellness. And one of the ways that I do this, and that this is something I want to talk about tonight, is by helping people to recognize the power of a success routine.
So I'm intrigued. So you're talking about individual wellness, and you're combining that with success, with a routine or success? Okay, expand on that for me, please. Share a little bit more about that so we understand exactly how you are able to marry the 2 of them.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. Yes, so the power of a success routine. Now, many people will have heard of this concept. It's called a morning routine. So a morning routine is basically actions that you perform in the morning before you start your day, before you start your main activities. And in truth and in fact, a morning routine is very, very important for your individual well-being. And it's a great way to start your day, to set a tone for the day. But here's what I discovered. If you want to be successful in life, And if you want to be happy and really be fulfilled in life, you don't want to just rely on having a morning routine and then just go through your day on autopilot. So hence the reason why I call it a success routine. So it's all about putting a particular routine in place, because, you know, we as human beings, routine helps us. Of course, it doesn't work for us if you're unable to get out of your comfort zone when needed to, but we learn through routine, we grow through routine, and by finding the right routine that we can adapt to, it can help us to be more successful. Now, there are many, many benefits of having a success routine, and well-being and happiness is just one of them. But of course, it helps with your mood. It helps to raise your energy. It reinvigorates you. It reduces your stress. It fills you with positivity and purpose. It boosts your confidence, and it helps you to be more productive. And these are just a few benefits that you can get from having a success routine. Now, the mistake that many people make is that when they have a routine, or let's just say a morning routine, many people follow a morning routine, and sort of sometimes during the day they get off the wagon. And they think that the morning routine is all about, you know, ticking those check boxes. So I've got my exercise in, or I've got my meditation in, or I've got my prayers in, and then the rest of the day they just go through on autopilot. So it's really, really important. What I want to stress on, if I'm speaking to someone, for instance, you find yourself feeling really stressed out of late, you find yourself feeling burnout, you find yourself feeling like you want to discover more purpose and meaning in life, ask yourself, how do I wake up in the morning? How many of us sit down and take the time and really reflect on when we wake up in the morning? How do you wake up in the morning? How do you start your day? And what are some of the things that you do during the day that you do purposefully to help you to maintain that right mood, to help you to maintain that right mindset, to help you to maintain that right frame of mind that sets you up for success?
Wow, that covers a lot. You are covering mindset, you're covering purpose. I can see this is quite a large topic. It's wide, it's pretty wide and pretty deep. You can go pretty deep, but it starts basically what you're talking about, the individual well-being. You're talking about it sets you up for the day, but not just focus on simply a morning routine, but extending that to a complete daily routine. So altogether it creates the success in your life you want. That is amazing. That's fantastic. So let me ask you this. You alluded to this at the beginning that you made the shift. So was it just now, or how long ago? When was it that you really discovered that this is where your passion is? Because I've known you for a while, and I've known you've made great strides. You've affected a lot of people. But when did this realization come to you that this is really where you want to plant your what is it? What do we plant?
Wellness. Yes.
Our tree.
Yes. Yes. So when it comes to the success routine, this is something that I discovered when I had my third child. So I have 4 children right now, like I mentioned. When I had my third child, I was doing my doctorate, and at one time I was working full time, and I was beginning to feel really overwhelmed, really stressed out. And it was then I discovered, I started with a morning routine that time. I started with a morning routine of just waking up early and going to take that morning jog, doing my morning prayers. But then as I grew into this and I begin to experience the benefits in my personal life, because of course, when I came back from my run, I would sometimes do a gratitude jog, and I felt like, you know, reinvigorated, re-energized, and I discovered the benefits. Then I realized that it didn't have to just end on the morning routine. And it was then I started doing different things in the day. So I set aside a time during the day for journaling. I set aside a time during the day for meditation. So, and then you set aside that gratitude moment before you go to bed. So that's why I focus not on the morning routine. And I want to encourage your listeners to really think about having a success routine. So that is something that sets you up and helps you to keep in check for the entire day. And I will get back to answering your question, but let me just mention this. Some of the successful people that we've heard of, have all talked about their morning routine or their routine that contributes to their success. Like Oprah Winfrey talks about her spending time in the garden, spending time with flowers in her beautiful flower garden every morning. We all know about Jeff Bezos and his pottering on the mornings. We know about Mark Zuckerberg going for a jog with his dog. So many of the successful people around us talk about, attribute part of their success to having that routine in place. Now, the beautiful thing about a routine is that you do what pleases you. You don't follow a textbook. So what is it that pleases you? What is it you enjoy doing? You enjoy jogging. You enjoy meditation. You enjoy journaling. You want to do a video log. You of course, you have your prayers. You want to do dancing. You incorporate whatever it is that you want to do in that routine. Now, to answer your question about the recent shift that I made, when I found myself being pulled in so many directions, and to be quite honest, I'm one person. Yes, I love what I do. I love impacting others, but I had to have a deep think about where I want to lay even deeper roots. And when I had to think about that, and I looked at my own core values, and I believe that every single one of us should be living our life should be guided by some core values, because those core values define us. And my core values of family balance, of work-life balance, of individual well-being, I discovered, you know what? Then this is the right time to lay even deeper roots to helping managers and leaders and companies and even business owners who are leaders themselves to recognize the importance of striving for their goals and striving for success without sacrificing their own well-being.
I love that. And really, you talk about balance a lot. It's not very easy to find balance.
True.
So again, it takes a success routine.
Yes.
Because just you can have everything planned to a T. And one event, especially as a mother, you know that.
Yes.
You can have, and with the pandemic and everything that's been going on, you can have your routine and it's going well for a couple of weeks, and then it just takes maybe one child getting sick or an event or something like that, and you're totally knocked off balance. So, but having a routine, and like what you said, helps to keep you in check. Those were your words. And I also like that you include happiness and joy, because if we're doing something because we have to do it and because we feel obligated to do it, it's not going to bring us joy and it's not going to be sustainable. So I really appreciate the different arms that you have included in the whole description of what you're talking about, the success routine.
Thank you, Yvonne.
You're very welcome, and thank you for sharing that. So tell us now, how has this, and I noticed that now you're going back or you're going more towards the corporate world, which is okay. But at the same time, you're not leaving individual entrepreneurs behind, because we are all leaders, or we should be striving to be leaders. And these are qualities that we need to implement in our lives to be successful in our business.
Yes.
So how have you been able to use this direction, this whole success routine, to impact the lives of others? Or what impact have you seen has this had on any of your clients?
Yes, thanks for the question. And as you rightfully said, Yvonne, yes, I'm going into the corporate world, but I'm not leaving our business owners who are leaders themselves behind. Because one thing I've discovered, and I'm sure you can relate to this, being in the social media space, there are several entrepreneurs, there are many entrepreneurs, many business owners who put in long hours during the week and find themselves, reaching that point of burnout. They're overwhelmed because there is so much to do. When you're running a business, there is so much to do. You wear so many hats, and they are striving for those goals and sacrificing their well-being in the process. And it's really, really sad. And there needs to be even greater awareness on the importance of paying attention to our well-being. And one of the ways I've been doing this with my clients is in my coaching sessions with them. With all of my clients, it's absolutely important that I help them to put together that success routine that they follow. And even I do accountability sessions as well. So clients, they purchase a 4-part accountability session with me. And we also have that incorporated into those sessions, you know, and I just draw reference recently to one of my accountability clients who booked a session just because she felt like she was falling off the wagon. And she said, Melissa, I want to know how to, she had a new member of family, you know, additional responsibilities, and she wanted guidance on how to find that balance, you know, how to get back on track, how to recharge herself. So through my coaching, I work with clients to help them to get back on track. You know, whatever you're doing, whether you're a professional, whether you're running a business, it's absolutely essential that as part of the planning of your day, you incorporate those activities that are specifically directed at your well-being and your happiness and mindfulness, especially now considering the society that we're living in. We're living in this COVID-19 pandemic, and we know it's not going to go away anytime, and we have to take measures. We have to take our own individual measures and get support when we need to, because it's not wrong to get support. When you need support, you reach out for that right support so that you can put those measures in place for your own well-being and happiness.
Love that. Love that. And
Thank you.
one of the things that you said indirectly is that it has to be tailored for each person.
Yes.
It's no one size fits all.
That's right.
So it's important to recognize what are the things that are going to impact me as an individual, not just a group of persons. Yes, there is a group impact, but individually, I am contributing to my success and I'm contributing to group success.
Yes,
And
that's
to
right.
others, but it's important to know what is going to make me the person that can be the best person that I can be.
That's right.
So,
and I love, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I love that you highlighted that point, Yvonne. So for persons who may have never started a success routine before, you need to think about what are the goals that I have in life at the moment. So say, for instance, you might have a weight loss goal. It's one of your top goals at the moment, or you may have a goal for personal development or to become more mindful, and also think about how you want to feel during the day. So think about, I want to feel more mindful. I want to be more present. Perhaps, let's say, for instance, you might be struggling with worry. You know, you might be struggling. You might be what they call like a negative psychic, you know, always predicting the worst about your life. And you want to learn to live in the moment. So think about how you want to feel during the day. And think about the intentions that you want to set during the day. And when you put all these things together and you reflect upon this, then you're able to come up with a routine that works for you. So say, for instance, if I'm one of those persons and my current goals, which is at the moment indeed as well, is weight loss. I want to lose some weight. But I also have a goal of wanting to learn to live in the moment, which is something I'm trying to do personally as well. So you find you put together a routine now that incorporates, I wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, I have my gratitude moment. I set the tone for the day. So your tone for the day might be an intention, for the day. And your intention might be, it's simple, but your intention is aligned with how you want to feel during that day. And my intention is to live in the moment, or my intention is to remember to be grateful. And just saying that before you get out of bed, and you keep repeating that during the day, reminding yourself, remember to be grateful. And then you go for that morning jog. When you come back, whether you have your prayers before, you have your meditation, at some time during the day, you have your journaling because you're remembering to be grateful. So you take some time to journal. Before you go to bed at night, you have another activity that you do that is aligned with that goal that you have, that is aligned with how you want to feel, that is aligned with the personal growth that you want to achieve in your life. And these are the things you consider in putting a routine together, is what works for you. It can be music as well. Music, incorporating dancing.
I love that. Love that. I have to put your hands down.
Anything you wish.
Yes. My garden and music.
Yes, garden, especially during the summer, my garden as well. I shared some photos on Facebook. Everybody went crazy.
Lovely, lovely. I really appreciate this, Melissa, because you know, what you also just shared is how you want to feel. I wrote that down because too many times I think we get so caught up in doing. We forget that it's also important to feel. And how we want to feel is going to impact how we want what our day to look
That's
like.
right. That's right.
So our feelings are very important, and sometimes we can live a superficial life where we leave
Yes.
off those important things. But what
True.
I'm hearing you say, it's so vital, not just
Yes.
important, but it's vital to
It
focus
is.
on creating a life and designing a life that we really want to enjoy so that we
Yes.
get the best as an individual and we're able to give the best to our families, to our clients, to
That's
our
right.
work. And ultimately, it starts with that routine that we create for ourselves.
Excellent. Well said, Yvonne. Yes.
This has been very powerful, Melissa. Thank you so much. So
My pleasure.
how can people connect with you?
Yes. So if you want to connect with me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. But my presence, I do have a very strong presence on LinkedIn and Facebook.
And
I'm not very active on Instagram,
what are
but
you?
you can connect with me there.
What are you on LinkedIn? What's your link?
Dr. Melissa Tranquille.
Okay.
Yes, my full name.
Okay, wonderful. So what I'll do, I'll add that to the comment section under the this recording.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so very much for being my wonderful, amazing guest today. And I want to share with our audience, thank you so much if you're here live. We appreciate your presence.
Yes.
If you're going to be watching the replay, it's going to be right here on my Facebook page, my personal page on my wall. These recordings are housed on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Yvonne A. Jones. That's where you'll find them housed. And then Melissa and I will be sharing them on our different pages.
Definitely.
So we want to thank you again for joining us today. Just put hashtag.
Thank you for having me, Yvonne.
You're welcome. Hashtag replay if you watch it after. So Dr. Melissa, thank you for joining me today. And now I'm going to allow you to go back to your family. Because as I said,
thank you very much. It's dinner time.
Yes, it is. So thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thanks, everyone.